But yeah, that's Conan the Barbarian, classic movie. James Earl Jones plays a great villain in it. I bring that up because, of course, we have to talk about James Earl Jones tonight.
Absolutely.
Which leads into there's our visage.
Yes.
And James Earl Jones is no longer with us. I don't know if you had a chance. You were probably busy. I sent you a clip from that Robin Williams movie.
Oh, I may have missed that.
Okay, yeah, it's the Angriest Man in Brooklyn. There's a scene where he has to go and buy a camcorder real quick, and James Earl Jones is the guy owning the shop, and he has a stutter. He keeps going, "Would you like the Fuji?"
Yeah,
and like he has trouble with the word F. And then Robin Williams, because he wants his camcorder fast, he finally gets angry. He says, "Well, how much for the camera?" He finally does that.
Yeah.
And then James Earl Jones says back to him, "Fuck you." That's what he said.
Yeah.
It was. I'm sorry, I laughed. It was a very slow bit, but that was funny. That was James Earl Jones in that scene. I have to watch that movie.
You know, he really did. In his youth, he did have a stutter.
He did. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, good on him for. I know that's a hard thing to overcome.
And it did. It took him a long time to get over it. Yeah.
I think I had a speech impediment when I was a child. I had to take go for some kind of speech therapy. I used to say things like, instead of Pop-Tart, I would say Pody-Tart. Oh, you think that's cute, funny, actually. Do you?
No, I think it's cute. I like that. I
wasn't always this eloquent speaker you hear in front of you.
I could totally see that becoming part of my regular lexicon. I like that.
All right. James Earl Jones, the revered actor who voiced Star Wars villain Darth Vader, starred in Field of Dreams and many other films and Broadway shows, and is an EGOT winner. Died this morning at his home in Dutchess County, New York. He was 93. His reps at Independent Artist Group confirmed the news to Deadline. Mm-hmm. Widely regarded as among the world's great stage and screen actors, Jones is one of the few entertainers to have won the EGOT, Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony. Through his Academy Award was honorary. Jones has received too many... Okay, this is going to be becoming a jumbled mess. Okay. The actor amassed nearly 200 screen credits during his brilliant 60-year career, starting some early 60s TV guest roles in Stanley Kubrick's 1964 classic Dr. Strangelove, How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. I forget that's the full title.
That's the full title, yeah, exactly.
He probably is best known for his voice role as the dastardly Darth Vader in George Lucas's original Star Wars. That I remember the line in that movie when Luke says, "That dastardly Darth Vader."
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Yeah, no.
He also reprised the villainous role in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, when he asks, "Where's Padme?" Remember that?
No.
And then in one of the later cuts, I think Lucas picked that same no and used it when he thinks Luke is about done. He throws the Emperor down the tube. Remember?
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, Lucas. Leave it alone. Okay, Rogue One, a Star Wars story, 2016. Yeah, he was in that. Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, and TV's Obi-Wan Kenobi and Star Wars Rebels. Yeah, he did. He did the voice on Rebels. I forgot that. Yeah, he came back for that. That was when I was so hopeful for Disney Star Wars.
What's interesting is unlike Anthony Daniels, literally any licensed Star Wars use of C-3PO's voice, it is Anthony Daniels. I don't care if it's a record book. I don't care if it's a cartoon, a commercial, whatever it is. Anthony Daniels does that voice. That wasn't always true with James Earl Jones, and you could tell.
Yes.
I mean, and let's face it, the Darth Vader voice is not too difficult to emulate.
Yeah.
But there's something that is 100% James Earl Jones that can't be completely duplicated.
In some of the games, they would have a different actor because they couldn't get James Earl Jones for the games. Also, in the radio production, it's not James Earl Jones voicing Darth Vader. And who was the actor that played him physically in the Star Wars movie?
David Prowse.
I often think that the voice actor in the radio show sounds like how David Prowse would have done the character. It's a little more over the top. I like it. But it's not as menacing as James Earl Jones' voice. It's good in its own right. I'm not going to pick on the radio actor because if you can't do Darth Vader, do your own thing, okay? But it's I mean, if you can't do James Earl Jones, do your own thing. But movie fans will remember such chilling immortal Vader quotes as, "When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master. I found your lack of faith disturbing. Does that sound like him with my hand over my mouth? Let's move on. Also, among Jones's best lovers is Terrence Mann, the reclusive 1960s author who reluctantly teams up with Kevin Costner's Ray Kinsella to unlock the latter visions of baseball lore in Field of Dreams, based on 1982 novel Shoeless Joe. The film from writer-director Phil Alden Robinson tugged, no yanked, at heartstrings with its sweet nostalgia, high-concept pilot, father-son dynamics, and general excellence. That was Kevin Costner was in that, right?
Yep.
It earned 3 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture. It lost to Drive Miss Daisy, a film whose Broadway adaptation starred Jones as Hoke Colburn, the character played by Morgan Freeman on the big screen. Oh, that's interesting.
Yep.
It's kind of like when Julie Andrews didn't get the part in My Fair Lady.
Right.
And she was going to play her on Broadway, but then wins the Oscar that year for Mary Poppins.
Right.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. But it earned 3. Okay, so... let me see. Jones also voiced the Lion King's Mufasa in both the 1994 animated pick and the 2019 hybrid remake.
Do you like I like the way they put that. Yeah, the way they put that.
They don't like it.
Because
just
they're,
say you don't like
basically saying it's not really live action.
They don't know what to call it. They don't know what to call it because it was still animated.
I think hybrid is perfectly viable. Yes.
Yeah. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
Except a dystopian sci-fi movie, which we're all living at the moment.
Anyway,
though, he was in Conan the Barbarian. He was in Soul Man. Yikes.
Oh, that's right. He was.
You're going to do that for your rewatch on Monday night?
Eventually, I will. I have that movie on DVD. I love that movie.
Oh, wow. Patriot Games. Oh, that's right. He was the guy who his mentor for Jack Ryan. Yeah. Sneakers, Sandlot, Clear and Present Danger, Judge Dredd, gang related. He might have done a voiceover in Judge Dredd. I don't think he was in the movie though. I think he did a voiceover like explaining what the future was like.
Possibly.
Coming to America, the latest one. And he lent his sonorous voice to the famous This Is CNN promo campaign from the cable news network. And
actually, the Simpsons did a great one about James Earl Jones, where I can't remember exactly what led to it, but seeing these faces in the sky, and it was Luke, I am your father. Simba, I am your father. This is CNN.
Yes, and that was him doing the voice. Yeah,
right, exactly.
Oh, he had guest roles on The Big Bang Theory, House, 2.5 Men, Homicide: Life in the Street. I remember Homicide: Life in the Street. He was the one they suspected was a murderer, but he was a big inspiration to the black community because he was a businessman. He started like a Hostess style cake company. So and he was like, he did a lot for the community. They didn't want him to be the murderer. Do you understand? It was one of those things. Touched by an Angel, Lois and Clark, the New Adventures of Superman. Who was he on that?
I don't remember. I actually need to go back and rewatch that series. I love that series, but it's been so long.
Picket Fences, Law and Order, Sesame Street, Highway to Heaven, NYPD Blue, Daytime Soaps, Guiding Light, and As the World Turns, and the miniseries Roots, The Next Generation, and Jesus of Nazareth. Okay.
In fact, in Roots, he plays the Alex Haley analog, right? Isn't he the one that is supposedly narrating it or whatever?
I think so. Who was he in Jesus of Nazareth? Was he one of the 3 kings like Balthasar or something like that? I think that's who he was.
Again, that's a fuzzy memory. I can't remember.
But he was nominated for lead Oscar in The Great White Hope. 1971 was given an honorary Oscar at the 2012 ceremony. Okay, well, we're gonna miss him.
Absolutely,
he had a great career. And I wish him the best in the hereafter.
And an incredible voice. I mean, he will be remembered, if nothing else, for his voice. Just amazing.
Oh, no. Unfortunately, we'll be hearing James Earl Jones' voice in many things because Disney owns his digital voice. Well, maybe they do, or they're just saying they do. I'm kidding. That'll be later. Okay.
We'll talk more about, issues related to that. That's coming.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I know you don't.
I don't like
That's
it. That's
the As soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, yeah, we got to talk about this on Geeky Geezers.
Don't
Boomers
want.
love this one.
Luke, take that mask off. That doesn't matter now. Let me look at you with my own eyes. Yes, I remember that. That was kind of sad. You felt bad for Vader in that moment, remember?
Yeah, but in a very bittersweet way, right? It's like, okay, he's not Darth Vader anymore, right?
Yeah, he's Anakin Skywalker again.
Yeah.
But of course, that's why he would look like Hayden Christensen as a ghost, even though he turned back to Anakin Skywalker before.
Jesse says that.
I'm sorry, I'm nitpicking.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It does. It takes away that whole.
Don't get me started.
That whole redemption thing. It's like he's got to go all the way back to before he became Darth Vader. That thing at the end that he does that basically saves the universe and brings balance to the Force. That doesn't count.
I heard rumors of stuff Abrams wanted to do. One of them was that there would have been a Force Ghost Anakin, but also a Force Ghost Vader, which would have been kind of interesting.
Kind of interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not actually,
That there would have been, maybe there's two. But
yeah.
now I'm thinking the Acolyte now, so never mind.
Yeah,
who said what? Who repeat the line? I must have missed it.
I was starting to say that Jesse said that James Earl Jones did a behind the scenes for the first Jurassic Park film that's hard to find now.
Oh, excellent. They probably have to pay him rights, so they don't want to put him on any of the DVDs. That's what happens.
And Big Al confirms what you suspected, that he played
Balthazar the Wise Man. That's a great miniseries, the Franco Zeffirelli Jesus of Nazareth. Have you ever seen it?
I actually don't remember if I have or not.
It was from the 70s. It was a good adaptation.
Actually, then I probably did see it, and I probably actually saw it in school. To be honest with you, I went to a Catholic.
It had the same actress that played Juliet played Mary in it. Actually,
yes, I absolutely did see it in school.
Which makes sense because he worked with her before.